Welcome to Theater Corner, brother.
Well said, well said. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be in your company.
You are so welcome to be here, and this interview has actually been a long time coming.
Yes.
But this is quite an occasion for us to get together, because this is a special play. This is one of my favorites.
It's one of mine too, man.
You're playing Richard III, the African-American Shakespeare Company, which you are the artistic director of. You're coming behind Anthony Shear, Kevin Spacey, Laurence Olivier, Al Pacino, Denzel Washington, Alec Guinness, George C. Scott. I mean, this is a long list of Richard III's. How are you approaching this part?
Well, I look at it this way. They're all coming before L. Peter Callender.
I love it.
No, man, like in the theater, we say break a leg. Right? We say break a leg as a good luck thing. Break a leg, going on stage, or before you go on stage, break a leg. And there's a lot of scholarship about what that means, where it comes from. Break a leg as to take your bow, breaking your leg as you bow. But the best thing, the best example I've heard of break a leg was the word legend, L-E-G, right? Legend, L-E-G-E-N-D. And break a legend, right? Meaning be better than the people who played it before you.
I see.
And that motivates me as an actor. So it's always a challenge, and it's always a motivation for me, and I guess any other actor doing Shakespeare. There are only 36 of his plays over 400 years, so we all do them. To bring something about me, to bring something different to the role. So I'm hoping from tonight, opening night, that audiences will say, wow, I've never heard that line delivered in that way before, or that gesture before, or this scene performed in that way before. So that's what we are hoping for in our production.
Everyone's going to want to see how Richard III's deformity is going to be presented. I mean, the Anthony Shear did with his sticks, and Ian McKellen, one-hand performance, Kevin Spacey with the brace on the leg, and I mean, it was cocked up and he was on his toe. How is Peter going to bring Richard's deformity?
Really good question. It is all about that presentation, right? It's about how he thinks of himself. I remember seeing a production of Elephant Man years ago with David Bowie on Broadway. And the Elephant Man is this majorly deformed human being, big head, big arms, big, et cetera, et cetera. And David Bowie is a beautiful specimen of a human being. And it was placed in the audience's mind to see all of his deformities. And David Bowie just stood on stage with all of his beauty and splendor. And it was the audience's imagination that took over to realize all of his deformities. Now, having said that, our Richard, he is deformed. There is a hunchback. My left arm, my left side of my body is atrophied.
Okay.
So my left leg doesn't bend. My left arm is basically unmoved. It doesn't do this. It's there. My fingers move. But I am performing basically with the right side of my body.
I see.
And my head, which, I think after this closes, I'll probably need a good Epsom salts bath and a masseuse. But I played Richard before, 16 years ago. And when I played him that time, I looked at the way we see ourselves. Other people may look at us and say, well, look at that, look at that, look at that. But when the way we see ourselves is beautiful, handsome, tall, debonair. And he saw himself as that until the play progressed. And the burdens of being king, the burdens of his faults, the burdens of his villainy weighed him down. So by the end of the play, he actually broke free from his seeing himself as this beautiful person, and literally became more and more and more deformed and crooked by the end of the show. So by the time he says, a horse, my kingdom for a horse, he was literally crooked and bent and out of shape, because all of his beauty was taken away from him. So there are different ways to do this. And I love and I appreciate every actor that tackles this role. It is a monster of a role to play. And anyone that takes this up, I want to go see.
And how do you deal with such a demanding role? I mean, this is not only physically, but emotionally demanding.
It becomes a part of you, Michael. It does, man. I am, every rehearsal, I try to put myself in a place that is not judging myself, because we are doing live theater. And sometimes a word may be dropped, but I've become so entranced in this man's psyche, in what Shakespeare has given him. And I have to enjoy my villainy, his villainy. I've got to enjoy it. I've got to savor it. I've got to look at the audience and say, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And I want you guys to follow me. And I want you to aid me in what I'm doing. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Watch. And I think the audience is like, oh, wow, thanks. Little old us,
What I find interesting is the natural tendency to see someone perhaps with a deformity is to show pity, to feel pity for them. But Richard himself, and I'll paraphrase it, but he says, why should anyone pity me? I don't even pity myself.
I myself find in myself no pity to myself, yeah.
Right. And there are some really strong, terrifying parallels between him and 45 that comes up consistently through this play, actually.
Oh, many. There are so many. I say some lines in this play, brother, that I think are spoken behind closed doors amongst the followers of our current administration, the leader of our current administration. I mean, I say a line, ere you were queen, I, and your husband king, I was a pack horse in his great affairs, a weeder out of his proud adversaries, a liberal rewarder of his friends. To royalize his blood, I shed mine own. I mean, what numbers of players then and now who have been fired or who are still there or who will be fired could possibly be saying those lines? Before he was king, I helped him. Now look what he's done to me, right? He says things like, either be patient and entreat me fair, or I will do such and such and such and such and such. Talking about I'm not being treated fairly.
Right.
Where did we hear that?
Right.
So there are so many of those parallels today. And I think with many Shakespeare plays, I don't think you could, the writer, the time that Shakespeare wrote these plays, it is so poignant. I cannot do a Shakespeare play today that I find does not reach into our political realm, our emotional realm, our economical realm. There's so many parallels throughout Shakespeare that we cannot do a Shakespeare. I'm doing Othello in a year. My gosh, black man falling in love and marrying a young white girl. Dare he barbecue in Lake Merritt?
Right.
It's like how we are doing things in today that Shakespeare wrote about so many years ago, and it's still so poignant.
That actually answers a bit of my one question that I had is why Shakespeare? You've done over 27 Shakespearean performances. Why Shakespeare? And it's the fact that it's so relevant is one reason.
That's one reason, of course. I love language. I was born in the West Indies. I'm well read in the historical plays, in the classics. I love the classics. And there's something about this man's writing that moves me, that I find, and I don't know where it is, it's a blessing, thank you, that I understand. That I get it. It fits in my mouth, it fits in my body, it fits in my heart. I understand it, I don't fear it. And Shakespeare, no matter which of his plays, no matter which of his characters, you play and you always find a bit of yourself in it. No matter what the character is, it could be from a porter in the Scottish play, or a king, or a maiden, or a duke, or a villain, you find that person inside of you. So the parallels to our current life and Shakespeare's works, this is why I love the plays. This is why we do them. This is why the African-American Shakespeare Company is here, to allow actors of color to play these roles. Because when I was coming up in New York, there were reviewers and some teachers who actually said black actors should never do Shakespeare. We don't have the technique. We don't have the wherewithal. We can't speak those words. And one of the reasons why I'm here today, working with Sherry Young and working with the African-American Shakespeare Company, is to dispel that, to let everyone know that we are absolutely and powerfully capable of doing anything, certainly Shakespeare. And having done over 26 of his plays myself and acted and directed a few, I'm here with Sherry Young and the African-American Shakespeare Company to say, we're here and we're not going anywhere.
Whenever I get to theater OG, if you
Oh,
will,
man. Wow. Yeah.
to sit in this seat, since we have so many up-and-coming actors out there watching Theater Corner, what type of advice would you have for those young actors?
As a young actor coming up, I would always say study hard, work hard. Mediocrity does not exist in theater. My favorite quote is, perfection is unattainable, but if you chase perfection, you might catch excellence. That's Vince Lombardi. And that's a quote that I live by every day. Always, always chase excellence in theater, because that's all we have. We have our reputation in theater. Work hard, always be on time, always be prepared, right? Your reputation is all you have in this business. Work hard to maintain that. Your body is your instrument. Encase it, protect it. Make sure that you do well, that you speak well, that you don't put anything in your body that can harm your body, because this is your instrument. Your teeth, your mouth, your face, your arms, your legs, your everything, your breath. Your breath is your inspiration. Be inspired by it and use it, so that when you get on stage, there's nothing in your way, so that you're open to receive everything that your fellow actors give you, your director gives you, the playwright gives you, and certainly those people sitting in those red seats give you, right? Because you have to be ready and open. So that's my advice.